Hello friends, welcome back to Pharma Biomed. Let us start our second tutorial on COVID-19. Thank you. Friends, let us understand COVID-19. After this session, we have to be familiar with what is COVID-19, how it is going to cause the disease, and why the infectious rate of COVID-19 is more. At the outset, we should understand to which COVID-19 belongs to. COVID-19 belongs to a group of viruses called coronaviruses, which are positively stranded RNA, single-stranded RNA viruses. There are various types of coronaviruses are there, such as alpha, beta, delta, as well as gamma. Among them, COVID-19 belongs to the category of novel beta coronavirus. It is also called severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2. Then coming to the origin of COVID-19, there is no validated theory till now to understand the origin of COVID-19. We assume that COVID-19 is originated from animal and it is going to be transmitted through bats, and hence it is called zoonotic transmission. Hence we can conclude that the origin of the virus is in animal. The transmission of the virus is to an intermediate host and further subsequent passage into the humans. Then coming to the structure of COVID-19, SARS-CoV-2 is composed of four main structural proteins. One is spike protein, envelope glycoprotein, nucleocapsid, membrane protein, hemagglutinin esterase, 16 non-structural proteins, as well as 5 to 8 accessory proteins. So if you go through the structure of COVID-19, the innermost layer is composed of the genomic RNA, which is covered by a membrane called nucleocapsid membrane, that is denoted with capital N. Then further, this nucleocapsid is surrounded by one more layer of proteins called membrane protein, that is indicated by capital M. You can see the membrane protein here. Then the outermost layer is composed of spike proteins, which are in yellow color. In between the spike proteins, there are some small subunit fragments are there. These are called envelope glycoproteins. These are nothing but they are going to produce an envelope surrounding the nucleocapsid. Apart from these, there are some blue colored segments are there. These are hemagglutinin esterases. So this is the overall structure of COVID-19. So because of the orientation of these spike proteins on the surface of coronavirus, it looks like a crown. Hence the name corona has been evaluated or given to this particular virus. Now we should understand some more information about the spike proteins. Why? Because this is going to play a vital role in the recognition of host cell receptors. The surface spike protein is made up of two subunits. One is S1 subunit and the other one is S2 subunit. Here we discuss these with some simple sketch diagrams where you can see this is S1 subunit of the spike protein, and this portion comprises of S2 subunit. Further, going into some more details of this particular subunits, the first one is S1 subunit, which is also called receptor binding subunit. This is going to contain a receptor binding domain, that is RBD, and then one N-terminal domain, that is called NTD. And coming to the S2 subunit is going to contain one fusion peptide as well as a transmembrane domain and cytoplasmic domain. So here this RBD of the S1 subunit plays a vital role in the recognition and binding to the ACE2 receptors. RB is first, initially it is lying down. When it is present in a standing position, from lying down to standing position, the configuration has been changed. So in standing position, RBD binds to the ACE2 receptors and enters into the host cell. So this is an overall picture where the ACE2 receptors, which are in green color, is getting interacted with the SARS-CoV-2, where this is the yellow colored portion is the S1 subunit, which is going to contain the receptor binding domain that is exactly interacting with the ACE2 receptors. Apart from the ACE2 receptors, here you can see one more segment, that is TMPRSS2. So what is this TMPRSS2? This is TM protease serine 2. It is a serine protease that is present in the host cell, which is having affinity towards this coronaviruses, and it promotes virus entry into the host cell. That means the proteases that are present in the host cell are recognizing the coronaviruses and making the virus to enter into the cell very easily. So here overall we can conclude that S1 is receptor binding site and S2 is a membrane fusion site. And coming to the S1, the RBD of the S1 is made up of around 319 to 541 residues. Why I quoted this is nowadays we are listening about so many variants, so many mutants in the coronavirus. So most of the mutations are, most of the variants are produced because of the changes and mutations in the this particular residues, this 319 to 541 residues that are present in the receptor binding domain of S1 subunit. So this is an overall picture where the SARS-CoV-2, the S protein, the spike protein, RBD of the spike protein is going to interact with ACE2 receptors, where this TMPRSS2, a protease, a serine protease receptor also, it is aiding in the attachment of S protein of COVID-19 to the ACE2 receptor so that virus gets easily enters into the host cell. So if we conclude whatever we have gone through till now, the TMPRSS2 aids in the attachment and increases affinity of the virus into the host cell. And the other one is S1 subunit, which is going to contain receptor binding domain, which plays a vital role in the recognition and entry of virus into the host cell. And other subunit is S2 subunit, which is responsible for the membrane fusion, and it fuses with the cell membrane and enters into the cell wall, or it enters into the interior of the host cell. So overall here we can conclude that the receptor binding domain is the binding site for the human angiotensin converting enzyme receptors of the host cell. So RBD plays a vital role in the infection rate. Then coming to the another query, why COVID-19 is more infectious, more easily transmissible when you are comparing with the other coronaviruses. So there is one interesting reason is there. So when you go through the structure of this S1 subunit is going to contain RBD in the lying down position. When RBD is lying down, when this S1 subunit is oriented like this, it prones to immune evasion. What is immune evasion? Means our immune system cannot respond to the coronavirus where S1 subunit is present in a lying down position, so that coronavirus will bypass its host immune system. Once it wants to infect the host cell, it wants to interact with the ACE2 receptors, then immediately the lying down position will be changing to standing up configuration. RBD is present here in a standing up position so that it immediately going to react with this ACE2 receptors. Further, it is fusing with the membrane to enter into the host cell. So this is one of the reasons probably by which the infection rate of COVID-19 is much more when you are comparing with the other coronaviruses. Then there are some interesting facts are there which also leads to a conclusion that coronavirus is more transmissible, such as one is down-oriented RBD, which we have already discussed, and other one is furin. What is furin? Furin is a protease that is present in the human beings, and it is a widespread protease. Now, this furin cleavage sites are present in the spike protein of the COVID-19. Hence, there is an efficacy of binding between the furin cleavage sites which are present in the spike protein with the furin which we have in our body, which increases the transmission rate of the COVID-19 among the human beings. Then other reason is to cause high infectivity when RBD is down oriented to make coronavirus more effective. What COVID-19 will do, it causes host proteases such as already we have seen TMPRSS2 activation. Once this TMPRSS2 is activated, it aids in the further attachment and further viral entry into the host cell. So anyhow, we can conclude by these that obviously, COVID-19 is found to be more infective and more transmissible when you are comparing with the all other coronaviruses. Hope you like this session. Thank you and all.